My name is SwoleBenji, and I'm looking to join a guild of people that want to play games, have fun, and create everlasting gamer memories together. So, this video is going to be all about trying to find a guild, telling you who I am, what I bring to the table, and what I'm looking for, and why I'm looking for a specific type of guild. Alright, let's get right into it. What are we looking at here on the screen? Okay, so let's talk about me for a second. I am of adult age, even though a lot of people on the internet think that I'm some sort of angsty teenager or something, but I assure you, I'm an adult, and I was an adult back when World of Warcraft first launched. I'm not going to tell you my age, because that would dox myself, and as a YouTuber, it's up to me to keep some of that stuff private. So, I can play up to 12 to 19 hours per day, so let me talk about that a bit, okay? I require very little sleep to function, thanks to a genetic mutation. So I can pretty much fully function on 3 to 5 hours of sleep if I need to. I also don't have any life obligations as I am part of the neat life. I don't receive benefits, I'm simply just live off savings and what meager earnings my YouTube channel brings me. I don't have like investments or rich family or anything like that. I was actually formerly homeless. During New World's peak in popularity, I was one of the 4th biggest YouTubers for that game, which allowed me to rent an apartment. Unfortunately, that game died, and I'm now burning through savings once again. But because I practice the neat life, I don't have a wagey job I have to go to. I don't have any sort of things that I have to, like, spend 8 hours a day doing, okay? And part of that is not having a life. I don't have a life. I don't have friends. I have one living relative who lives super far away from me. So I am never ever being pulled away from the internet, gaming in general. I can basically spend all day, every day playing games. I'm an ex-pro gamer, as I started my pro gaming journey as early as age 7, and I quit around age 23. Absolutely disgusted by the pro gaming industry, and no, I wasn't some super high famous pro gamer. There's lots of pro gamers out there that are just in the mix. They're not really the biggest, winners or anything like that. Alright, influencer. So obviously I'm a YouTuber, so I have lots of influence over a wide range of audiences, okay? So this can be to your advantage if you wanted to maybe use it for recruiting, or to make like guild videos, or push some sort of in-game thing with your guild, and there you go. And finally, loyalty, because that's the most important thing about being in a guild with friends, actual friends, not being treated as a coworker, not being treated as a cog in a machine. The guild itself should not be an end to your virtual greed or means, or not a way to make you profit in the video game. It should be collecting memories and being bros with your fellow guildies. Okay, so let's look at some of the screenshots here. We can see the classic SwoleBenji icons. This one is, kind of in a similar art style. It's like Chad mode, and then you got, normal fat gamer mode. Now, my videos are normally watched by lots of large streamers, Asmongold included, of course. My personality types, you can see that I am extroversion and conscientiousness maxing, not much on any of the other stuff. Back when I had only 30,000 subs, I was getting over 1 million views in 28 days. Currently, I'm not playing a very popular game, so I don't have those views, but as soon as something really good comes out that a lot of people play, I have over doubled the subs now, so this is going to be over 2 million, easy mode. Don't you want someone in your guild that can get over 2 million views on whatever thing you want to push? Here's a screenshot of me playing World of Warcraft for 19 hours straight. That's not a bot, that's not AFKing, that's just pure dedication. So, in Albion Online, I was able to form an alliance with over 2,000 people in just 3 days with my influence, okay? Because I am, or at the time, was one of the biggest Albion YouTubers. Not so much anymore, because I just play casually. Here's a New World screenshot of me getting first place in wars with the most kills and damage done. This battle ended really early, that's why I only have 35 kills and 18 assists. Here's a longer fight with 118 kills, 138 assists, over 1 million damage done. And at one point in World of Warcraft Classic, I was the 2nd highest gear scored rogue in the world. Horde rogue, okay? So there you go. Now let's talk a little bit more about what I offer, okay? I offer a tribe and cult and devoutness of loyalty, okay? I am one with the tribe, fully drinking the Kool-Aid, okay? Fully devout, all in, just, whatever kind of guild thing you have going on, you don't have to worry about any kind of weird, like, backdoorsy sneakiness, okay? Perfect attendance because, having no life and all of that allows me to be available at any time of the day for any amount of hours of the day, okay? Uh, a lifelong friendship with me, or even possibly in real life, if you're into that. I think it would be really cool to have a guild of people that meets up at gaming conventions and stuff like that. Like I said, I used to be a pro gamer, and I would see like people that would all come in with the same shirt. They're all in the same guild, like the Team Liquid guys and stuff like that. I think that's super cool. Okay, I bring a hive-minded mentality, which means if your guild is all about like chopping trees in an MMORPG, then I'm all on board with, hey, let's chop the trees or whatever, okay? I offer a vast amount of YouTube reach and knowledge. I know that my channel's only like 2 or 3 years old. I think it's 3 years old, but I've actually been doing YouTube, hell, before YouTube. I've been doing just online videos before Google videos, back when you had to upload things on image hosting websites, okay? I have video edited and created videos over 15 years. I've had over 8 different successful YouTube channels now, all, having lots and lots of a big fan base. And there are various reasons why they're hidden or gone now, and we can talk more about that outside of YouTube. Nothing illegal or bad. None of them were banned or anything. Like, one was hacked, and then I worked a real-life wagey job as a retail manager at the time, and my employees found my channel, and it was a Minecraft griefing channel where I trolled people, and corporate didn't like me using gamer words. Not really essentially gamer words, but, just like Minecraft lingo words, per se, okay? I also bring a top 0.2% skill level, which means I can absolutely play at professional and tournament levels if required, although I'm not really big on tryharding anymore. I'm not big on... I don't think games are meant to conquer or win. I think games are more meant to create memories and do funny things within the game so that you have something 10 or 20 years down the line to show for it. Like, no one cares that I was a top 0.2% MLG Halo 2 player. No one cares. So I don't think that should be a focus for guilds. Okay, so here's what I want from guilds, okay? You absolutely must respect and allow freedom of speech. I understand if you don't want people spouting off in Discord, because Discord can, shut down the whole server and it kind of messes up the guild. I get that, but in general, like in voice chat or just talking in general amongst bros, amongst the guild, I absolutely require freedom of speech. If you try to suppress other people's freedom of speech, yeah, that's a no-go, man. Just don't even bother. Just close the video. Just get out of here. Alright, you must allow me to troll outside the tribe. I will never troll people within the guild. I will never troll guild members. I won't banter against them or, take the piss or whatever the term is. But if I'm playing a game, I have to troll. I cannot help myself. It is an aspect of sadism. I must... that's how I get my jollies, that's how I get my dopamine, that's the whole reason I play video games, is to upset other gamers. There is no way around that, and if you're some sort of guild that only cares about your virtual greed, and you only care about the fact of your guild's reputation, and and if I'm doing stuff and trolling, it makes you look bad, then, well, this is your warning, okay? And let me give an example. Like in World of Warcraft Classic, I killed bracket stacking bots, which, for those that don't know, some guy was paying hundreds of dollars a week to have Chinese bots on the server, killing a level 9 player to increase the size of PvP brackets, allowing him and his wagey friends who worked office jobs to get the highest PvP rank, when normally that would be unavailable to them. So I just killed the bots and mind controlled them and put them off course, and this upset the entire server, which got me kicked and blacklisted from every guild on the game. I think it's funny. It's a memory that I will eternally have, and it's worth way, way more than any stupid video game pixels that I might have acquired that are now completely useless. Alright, so if I am in your guild, you must respect me as a friend and as a colleague. I'm not going to do any kind of trolling that will hurt the guild per se, but if you care about random people's perception of your guild in a video game that will not exist in 10 years, or no one will care in 10 years, then you're not being a guild for friends. You're not being a guild for bros. You're just doing it to try to get a means to an end. You just want some little wagey worker in your guild to get you kill the virtual dragon so you can get the virtual dragon heads. No, that's not what I'm about. So you will allow me to troll outside of the tribe. I will never troll fellow tribesmen. Simple as. I require the guild to be a cohesive hive mind, or some might call it an echo chamber. If your guild is far too diverse and opinionated across many different spectrums, if your guild is just filled with every and all walks of life, great, that's cool. I'm whatever makes you happy. But for me, this causes problems, and I don't want to cause problems. Okay, I don't know why it causes problems, as I don't care what people do. Whatever makes them happy is fine with me. But if your guild is not themed around a hive mind of sorts, if not everyone is on the same page, either religiously or politically or whatever, then it's not going to work out. So that's why I want that, okay? Also, your guild must speak English, and only English, okay? And let me tell you why, okay? I don't want to be in a guild where everyone is talking in their native tongue and I just feel left out on the side of the road as a third wheel, where these people could be talking, crap behind my back, and that's not a guild. That's just, again, being like a wagey co-worker cog in the wheel for virtual greed. I don't want that. All right, I'm completely fine with people speaking whatever language they want. I don't care, but I don't want to be part of a guild where I'm like not in the main like language category. Okay, it just I get that some people might have, being in a guild where someone's translating for you, or they don't quite understand. Like, if I say, oh man, my recent video bombed, and they're like, oh, good job, because they don't understand that that was a bad thing, that they think it is the bomb and that it did good. Like, it's just a pain in the butt to deal with. I don't want to deal with it, okay? Now, I would prefer if your guild is straight-edged. Now, I understand this is really hard to have in guilds, but one thing that I get absolutely sick of is, and it makes me, again, this makes me feel like a third wheel because I myself am straight edge. I do not do drugs. I do not smoke. I do not drink. I do not do I don't have tattoos. I don't go partying with the boys. Stuff like that, all right? If your guild is not straight edge and is filled with alcoholics and people who toke it up on camera, then they rip fat bong rips into their open microphones without using push to talk, not only is that, it reminds me of growing up in poverty, which I don't enjoy, and it also makes me feel left out because I don't partake in those activities. I harshly judge against those activities, and I do not approve of them at all because I believe it ruins humanity. It ruins, the body and whatnot, okay? And this even goes as far as the people that use like steroids when lifting. Okay, that's cheating. If you use steroids, you are a cheater. Simple as. You are not straight edge. So I prefer a guild that is straight edged and level headed, who knows not to smoke, not to drink. I don't feel one with the tribe if everyone's getting drunk and shouting and ripping those fat bong rips into their microphones. Okay, I just like I'll tolerate it, but it makes me feel left out. I won't really be very social with you. I won't really hang out with the lads. Again, it just makes me feel like a third wheel. I don't see the point. And another one, too, is I would prefer if your guild is either mostly in poverty or of lower income. And this is a weird one, and I'm going to explain it, all right? I've been in several guilds where the majority of the members are high earners, upper middle class people who have, like, programming jobs, HR jobs, management jobs, okay? They own multiple houses and they rent them out, and the reason why I feel third-wheeled in these types of guilds is because they view me as a lesser creature. They view me as on the lower caste because I grew up in poverty and I've never been able to break out of poverty or even low income, and I worked my way up 13 years in retail as a manager, and the pay was still crap. And now I just do YouTube, and the pay is, non-existent pretty much. But if I don't have fellow bros in the tribe that are also on the poverty line or of lower income, then I don't feel one with the lads. I don't feel one with the guild. I don't feel part of the hive mind. I feel like an outsider, like a creature, I'm being judged constantly by the rich guys, and it's not cool to like go into a penthouse where everyone's wearing suits and drinking wine, and then I'm just here in my clothes that I haven't replaced in like 8 years with holes in them, and everything's faded and just raggedy. Okay, it's not okay. It doesn't make me feel good. I don't want to be part of a middle income or higher guild. Okay, Next up is your guild must not have children in it at all. No kids. I do not want to share a guild with kids. Not at all. 18 years old and up. I would really prefer 21 and up, but there are some very mature 18-year-olds. And I would prefer more of a fraternity style guild or a men's club style guild. Okay, one where everyone is bros and lads, and pretty much that. Okay, I don't want to feel like some sort of office coworker space or anything of the sort. You know, a fraternity is where you go and you chill out with your bros, and yes, I am aware fraternities heavily drink, but there are ones that don't. You know, and hang out with the lads and just have a good time and make memories, okay? I don't want to have to, like, watch what I say around certain people. Again, freedom of speech. And I want to feel at one with the boys, alright? I don't want to have to, like, change how I am, and I don't want other guildies being influenced by non-lads, alright? So, also, next up is no cliques, no mergers, and no inner circle, and not too old. So what does this mean? Okay, cliques. This means that in your guild, you have little air pockets of guildies that have formed their own little bond with each other, but then ignore everyone else. And this is probably the worst offense a guild can do. And that is when you have like 5 or 6 dudes and they're all buddy-buddy with each other and they all play with each other, but they don't play with anyone else, they don't talk with anyone else, they just do their own thing in their own little circle, okay? This is absolutely horrendous because it eventually breaks guilds apart, it destroys them, it is not fun to be in those guilds because if I'm not friends with everybody in the guild, then what's the point? Mergers, okay? If your guild merged with another guild, those are never good, they never work out. I don't care if they work out professionally, I don't care if it made you have better, you know, loot on your World of Warcraft game or whatever the heck. I do not give a shit about any of that virtual greed stuff. When your guild merges with another guild, someone lost power, someone lost influence, someone... Like, I have never seen a successful merger before, okay? Inner circles, this one is usually tied with being an older guild, but if your guild has an inner circle where it's just the guild leader and his, like, cousin, and his uncle, and his brother, and maybe some dude he met at school, and then they get all the loot, they get all the lion's share, and everyone else is just the wagey serving them. You know, they have, like, their own little private Discord channel where you can't get to, and only they talk amongst each other. Fuck that. I'm not dealing with that. I'm not going to join a guild with an inner circle, okay? Even if I get to be part of the inner circle, no, I think that everyone should be included. 300 Spartan style. That's why I got these Spartan images on the screen here, okay? Everyone needs to be bros with each other, not just, you know, trying to suck up to get to the inner circle, and then you make it, okay? Almost every guild has these inner circles. It's awful. They're terrible. I don't want to be part of it. And then not too old, what I mean by that is if your guild is really, really old and been around for ages, then I doubt that you have no cliques and no inner circle, and that you haven't merged at some point, okay? If your guild is really, really old, then that means there are these bitter older members in your guild that they're just bitter about everything, and they don't... Like I've been in guilds with people that are so old they hate YouTubers, and it's like, well, I'm a YouTuber, so I'm just gonna see you later. Alright. So, not too old means the guild itself is not too old, but the members also aren't pushing like 60, 70 years old, which, yeah, there's some pretty cool old dudes out there, but I don't want to be, you know, boomer speaked downwards to. Like, again, it's a whole feeling left out, feeling out of the inner circle. Every guild with old dudes, they've been twisted and destroyed from within. I'm not about that. Alright, so next up is your guild must not care about winning, and you must not be a try-hard guild. I understand there are those hardcore guilds, whoa, you better parse or else you're demoted and benched. Alright, to me, a guild is a group of friends, it is a group of players who want to play together and make memories. It is not about defeating the dragon, it is not about getting the loot or having a high kill-death ratio, win-loss ratio. Who cares? No one's going to care in 10 years, okay? So if you're a try-hard guild and you only care about winning and it's succeeding, I'm out. Just don't even bother, alright? And then I'm looking for a more traditional and mentally stable guild, okay? I'm not going to get into too much detail. You can talk to me outside of YouTube about this one, but essentially, traditional values like in the 1950s, 1960s, and 1970s. I know I just said not too old, but I'm looking for something, like before 2016 mentality set in, something that people that never went to college would generally have, people that work out in a farm or out in the country would have, not like inner city folks. Okay, and mentally stable means, well, I'm not going to get into too much detail, but if I'm not going to get into any detail about it because I don't really have anything to say. Okay, but if you look at the image here, if you're mentally stable, this image might actually encourage you, whereas if you're mentally unstable, this will absolutely make you angry. So, with that said, that is what I want in guilds, and that's what I'm looking for. My name's SwoleBenji, and if you want to talk, well, we can't really talk on YouTube, and we can talk on Discord, I suppose, but don't just try to add me to Discord, okay? Because I run a tutorial MMO channel, I get added by hundreds of people a day, and it's just too damn much. Like, join my Discord server and talk about it if you want. And for those that have been watching my channel for a while, maybe I don't think there's a guild out there that has these traits, so I'm gonna have to make one. And if you're interested in joining that, then again, join the Discord. We'll figure it out together, okay? I'm just sick of playing video games by myself and not having any friends, and this is my attempt to leverage what I have to get that. With that said, thank you so much for watching and hanging out and listening to me today. I know 20-minute video about guilds, what the heck, bro, but I don't know, man. I'm just sick of being alone and not having friends. It's really getting to me, okay? Again, stay based, guys. I'll see you in the next video.